Hey guys, my name is Ajjoub and the S9 is finally out. A lot of the rumors and leaks were true, and today we're going to see whether the S9 is worth upgrading to or not. So it's going to be a straight comparison between the S9 and the S8. So the S8 has been in my pocket for a long time now, and I can say that I know everything about it. I ranked it as the best smartphone of 2017 in my opinion, and it has the best screen of 2017 and the best design of 2017. And we called it the almost ultimate smartphone, and that's because some of the stuff we wished they were better, like the main camera, the speaker, and the fingerprint placement. But Samsung this year improved these components big time. The main selling point of this year is the camera of the S9. Both the S8 and the S8 Plus have one camera and one camera only, 12 megapixel with f1.7. On the other hand, the S9 is the first phone to have two apertures, 1.5 and 2.4 in the same camera, which make the camera enthusiasts really hyped. Also, the S9 Plus has two cameras this year. The main one is like the S9 with two apertures, and the second one with one aperture at 2.4. The S8 shoots 4K at 30 frames per second and slow motion 1080p at 120 frames per second. On the other hand, the S9 shoots 4K at 60 frames per second and super slow-mo 960 frames per second at 720 and 240 frames per second at 1080p. And the front-facing camera of the S9 is 8 megapixel at 1.7 aperture with autofocus. One of the other downsides of the S8 was the speaker. Well, this year the S9 has dual speakers from AKG, and just imagine. And they changed the fingerprint placement on the S8 from next to the camera to the S9 under the camera, which makes sense. The design of the front of the phone didn't change that much, but the display beneath the glass did change from QHD on the S8 to QHD Plus on the S9. And they kept the USB Type-C and the headphone jack, which is really important to me. Moving internally, the S8 has a Snapdragon 835 and the S9 has a Snapdragon 845, which is a big upgrade, but the Snapdragon 835 is a beast to start with. And we have 3 gigs of RAM on the S8 and 4 gigs of RAM on the S9 and 6 gigs of RAM on the S9 Plus. I can see it from now being on top of the list of top smartphones of 2018. And finally, on the S9 and the S9 Plus, we have artificial intelligence and machine learning, which is going to help us in a lot of things using the camera and Bixby. So, at the end of this video, is the S9 worth upgrading to or not? That depends. If you're a businessman / woman, then yes, it separates your life from your job, and that's a big time. When you don't want to work or hear anything from your job, it just works on one phone. And if you are a normal media consumption person that just replies to some emails every now and then no. Absolutely not. Stay with the S8 or buy the S8 instead of the S9, because the S8 is a great phone to start with and it's really going to work flawlessly to you. But for the content creators on YouTube like me or any other platform, then yes, a better quality camera is always good to have, and a faster ship means a faster workflow. I've been using the S8 for filming and editing all my videos on YouTube, so having the S9 is really going to help. I've said it before and I'll say it again, Samsung is really aiming for the future, and that's why I like it. This is not a paid ad for Samsung, but Samsung, if you're watching, hit me up and hook me up with the S9. So tell me what you think about the S9 in the comment section below. And by the way, this video entirely was shot on the iPhone 8 Plus and edited on the S8. So tell me what you think about that. Subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget that life is all about love and dance. See you!